Yeah. I never thought I would. Never thought I would say that, but yeah, definitely as much sort of thing there as well. Good thing about it as well, it's always overhead. That's it. So it doesn't matter really. So you're always riding max out, maverick waves. That's it. So it's brilliant. So,
never been barreled so much.
Oh yeah. I've got my best friend.
Hello and welcome to the UK Surf Show. We are your hosts. I'm Pete.
And I'm not Mitch. And I'm Leighton. Nice to be back.
Yes, nice to be back. Nice to have you. So
on this show,
we
talk to the English adaptive surf team.
Yeah, Surf in England.
English
we went to
UK?
Yeah, Surf in England. I don't know. We should maybe find that out. Yeah. Anyway, Surf in England's adaptive surf team. Yes. And so we
chatted to them at the Wave.
Yeah, we went up to the Wave and had a nice conversation. We only had a limited time because they were on for a session about an hour after we started, so we had like half an hour to...
Yeah, they were training, weren't they, when they were up there? And, how did the audio turn out? Because it was very loud. We were right next to the Waves.
It's all right, I think. I haven't listened to it yet.
Well, I hope it's like coherent enough, because some of the responses to the questions I couldn't really hear that well. Yeah. Because of how loud it was. Yeah. And how many people there were and all that kind of stuff. So hopefully.
Yeah. So if the audio is really shit, we apologise. But
yeah. And if we don't respond to the answers very well, that's why.
Yeah. So apologies if that's so. But before we jump into this one, don't forget, if you head over to Northcore, you can get 15% off anything you order from Northcore, and the discount code to use at the checkout is SS2022, and that is valid till the 30th of June. After the 30th of June, you'll have a new one, so listen in for that.
Yes, and you can also head over to Surface and get 10% off a Surface wetsuit by using the discount code, the UK Surf Show 10, all uppercase, all one word.
Yeah, and we've used our Surface wetsuits, both of us now, quite a bit, haven't we? And we will talk about them after this, so here we go.
Right, so we're here at the Bristol Wave today then, and we're here with some adaptive surf team, is that right?
Yeah, part of the England team.
Okay, so what you guys been doing today? Has it just been practice today, or?
I think it's a practice session today, and I think it's to find out how unfit we really are, sort of thing as well. Well, I am, that's it. But yes, it's enjoyable. It's nice to meet everyone, nice to get together, because it doesn't happen that often collectively. And sort of like a melting of minds and abilities, I think is probably the best way.
Yeah. So is this organised by Peg? Hi Alice, nice to meet you.
Yeah,
we will
Alice
pass
has
the mic.
put this together for us. Basically, what's happened is the dates have just been released for the World Championships.
Right.
So Pismo, California.
Yeah.
And as the team manager, Alice kind of went, right, let's start on this. Let's get everyone together and start getting some training sessions in.
Great. So how many sessions you got on today?
I've already been in 3 times.
Yeah.
We've got a couple more sort of going in.
Yeah.
Obviously, we've had some people. I'm here actually surfing today. We had a few of the other guys sort of coming in, like Matty and Phil, pushing and catching for the prone guys.
Okay. So you're practicing today. What session are you on? What setting is the wave on?
The advanced setting.
The advanced setting.
I've got 2 mics. We've all done, the 11 a.m. advanced on the left, and we're going to go 11 a.m. advanced on the right.
Okay.
That's where...
2 p.m.
2 p.m. 2 p.m. It's been really good, actually, just watching my teammates go. Unfortunately, Zoe picked the right when we were on the left, so
I can't
she was
stand
on her
them,
own.
so I'm just trying to keep as far away as possible.
Yeah.
Right, so is this all the team here, or that you got other members that didn't make today, or...?
Yeah, no, it's not all the team. We're missing a few people.
Melissa and Martin.
And Charlotte, Not everyone can come because it takes a lot of time to drive up here or down here.
Yeah.
You know, but I'm really glad to see most of us. Yeah, we took over a whole session about. Yeah.
Amazing. Good. That's good. So I noticed your boards over there. Anybody describe like the different type of boards for people who are listening who've never seen one?
Yeah, I'll go. I'm a prone assist athlete, so we've got handles on the deck of our board.
Right.
Because basically we end up upside down a lot, especially on oncoming waves. So we definitely need more grip. We've also got a chest riser, so we can make ourselves kind of not wipe out when we're going downhill on the wave, kind of essentially. But yeah, it's for people who can't really balance that well. So it's like extreme bodyboarding, much faster, much hard boards generally speaking. So we've got foamies here today as well. I'll let Mark, who also rides prone, give a bit more.
Okay, right, thank you. Yep. So with the prone, I used to be a stand-up surfer, and then I had, unfortunately about 33, my MS kicked in, so I didn't know what it was, kept falling over my own feet, wasn't alcohol related. Long story short, had an MRI scan, lumbar puncture, progressive MS, so I couldn't stand up on the board, so I poo-pooed surfing for 10 years, didn't bother. And then friends, my mate Andy Joyce at Surfcep's got me back into surfing again.
Amazing.
My mates and got me down to Boscombe Pier, got absolutely hammered, swallowed more water than I'd ever done beforehand. Remembered how much I loved it. Come to the wave, surfed here, went and did an adaptive roadshow with Tash Davis and Andy Joyce for Surfing England up on the northeast.
Amazing.
That was great. That was pretty hardcore, really good fun up there.
Yeah.
And then surfing here, and we got the Welsh coming up, haven't we? The Welsh competition coming up end of next month. Then the English again here. And it's been great. It's been great to get back into surfing again because I thought, well, I'm not laying down. I'm not going to be a bodyboarder. But I'm a kind of a glorified bodyboarder now. And I love just grabbing waves.
How has your enjoyment changed? Like from when you were a stand-up surfer to now, do you still love it as much? Yeah.
I never thought I would. Never thought I would say that, but yeah, definitely as much sort of thing there as well. Good thing about it as well, it's always overhead. That's it. So it doesn't matter really. So you're always riding max out maverick waves. That's it. So it's brilliant. So,
never been barreled so much.
Oh yeah. I've got my best photo. I surfed for 20 years beforehand. I've got my best picture of me laying down getting a barrel here.
Oh, amazing!
That's it. That was my life. So yeah, totally stoked. Thank you.
I guess it's important to know it's not easier to do it. Like it's really pretty tricky when you're lying on your front because it's not like bodyboarding. It's like you have to be really elegant. Like so, Tash is over there. You can't see because this is a listening thing. But Tash is right there, and she's the most elegant surfer you've ever seen. Prone assist, Tash Davies. Remember the name. She has got a microphone right there.
No pressure.
What's it like when you surf, Tash?
I don't think it's that elegant when I wipe out. No. We had a really good session this morning. Like lots and lots. Probably half the time I'm wiping out.
Same here.
But it's part of the fun, really. And it's great to be back with the team, surfing at the wave as well.
Brilliant.
So how difficult is it to organise an adaptive competition if it's at the wave or on a beach? Is there a lot of difference involved in organising? I think, as you know, people would need different things and different sort of. Phil.
It's a learning process, that's for sure. Whatever you think is going to do, it takes twice as long, and then you've got to think of all the safety aspects. You've got to think of all the conditions. There's always a discussion about whether we do it at the wave or whether we do it in the sea. There's guaranteed safety and surf here, whereas of course you can get some amazing conditions at the beach. But we all probably can remember back to the first adaptive where it was absolutely chucking it down, huge surf, and it was one of those days. So and then you've got to divide it into all the different categories, and there is 9 official categories. We don't have them all here at the wave when we do the adaptives, but it's just going to grow. And so if you really wanted to, we could have 36 surfers go into a World Para Games.
Oh, isn't that fantastic?
So the wider we can get the entry point, the more surfers we're going to get coming through.
Yes.
So with my Surfing England hat on, trying to organise the event for this year, just trying to find enough time to run it in a day is proving a real challenge.
Yeah.
So we've just got to think about how we can do it, whether we make it 2 days. But yeah, there's so many things to consider.
Yeah.
And then the unforeseen things. And that's the great thing about it is you've got a great team who are always looking out for something that could go wrong.
Yes,
so a lot more considerations than your normal contest.
Of course, yeah.
But so much fun.
Yeah. So there's obviously some guys here with like a actual physical disability, and then some people like yourself. So with so you have impaired vision, right?
Yes.
So how does that differ to the others then?
I have to surf standing.
You're still observing,
and quite literally, I feel my way down the wave with my feet.
Amazing.
It's very, very different.
Yeah,
literally feeling your way down.
Because I've heard before when we chatted to Nick Hainsfield, and when he had a go with some goggles that restricted his vision, it said he gave him like a sense of vertigo when he was on the wave. Obviously, you've conquered that now, and
I think living with it all the time, you sort of don't get the vertigo.
Yeah.
I surf without my glasses on as well, so it's a tunnel that's blurry.
Right. Okay.
So yeah, it's literally all just through my feet.
Yeah. Yeah. And you can. So can you feel the size of the wave?
Not really.
No.
You can feel where you
can be surfing 50 footers.
He's going to push me down one of those. All right. Okay. Fair enough. Next winter.
Everybody said it's a 3-foot wave.
Yeah. Amazing.
I think I'll notice when I hear the jet skis.
Yes.
So how much of a learning curve is that then to learn to surf without being able to see?
I sort of had a go as a beginner beforehand, before I lost my sight, so I knew how to get to my feet, but that's largely it.
Yeah.
So it's difficult to compare with learning sighted. Obviously, you can see what the wave's doing ahead of you, whereas I can't.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a deep end introduction.
Yeah, because personally, I find that absolutely terrifying because you use your sight so much in surfing for like everything that you do.
Well,
in it.
and also you've been surfing at night with the night surf, and you said how difficult it was as well, which is the closest.
Yeah,
like we've kind of come to experiencing that.
Close, yeah, I could say closest I've come to experience anything like that. Surfing at night when it's pitch black and you can't see the wave until it's there or feel it.
To me, it's a bit of freedom because I get to leave the white stick on the beach and go out there and literally just gun it and figure out where we end up at the end of it.
Yeah. Love it. Amazing. So if we pass around this way and go Zoe next, and then what about yourself? How did you start surfing? When did you start surfing? And the story.
So I started surfing last year. I came down here actually to the wave and did a couple of beginner lessons. But at the time I didn't have like a waterproof prosthetic, so I was just surfing with my like normal everyday leg, which filled up with water.
Right.
So it was quite difficult. Like the pop-up was basically impossible, like dragging an anchor behind you.
Yeah.
But yeah, I sort of quite quickly, when I started, it was towards like autumn time, and the England guys were like, well, we need another... There's a space in the category. Would you like to join? So then I sort of started training like mad, and went along to Pismo with the guys. By that point, I'd organised a prosthetic which worked, and I've been surfing ever since, and sort of advanced quite quickly, really.
So you started surfing so when you first started surfing,
yeah,
was that the first time you surfed?
I'd done a lot of bodyboarding because I'm another one of the Bournemouth crew. There's randomly quite a few of us. So I've done little bits and pieces, but actually one of the things that appealed to me about surfing was that I wasn't a surfer before.
Yeah.
Right.
I lost my leg, so it's really nice to do something and not constantly feel like you're a crap version of what you were before.
Yeah.
So from now, I just, I don't sort of think, oh, I could do that if I had my leg or blah, 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 That doesn't really come into it because I'm learning as an amputee.
Yes.
Which is, emotionally it's a real benefit.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
So you're popping up to the stance position.
Yeah, I'm a standing surfer.
I've seen you just got a nice new board as well, haven't you? From
I have, yeah. I'll probably
Phoenix.
never use it
No,
because it's an absolute speed demon. But Yeah, it's going to look really nice. I'll just carry it around, then get my foamy out.
Amazing.
Yeah, for sure. Shut up, Mark.
And what about yourself, Peg? So before I kind of carry on, you changed your name to Pegleg.
Yeah.
That's your official name now, to Pegleg.
Yeah. 6-ish years ago.
Amazing.
Yeah,
that's so cool.
Like you said, passport, driving licence, bank account.
That's so cool.
Done. Less of that.
And I notice you're wearing a necklace with a peg on.
Yeah.
I mean...
Cornish tin, that is.
Oh,
yeah.
So cool.
Off one of the local beaches. Yeah.
Do you get weird looks when you introduce yourself?
Border control in the States can be interesting, yeah. Obviously, I open a passport up and kind of go, really? And it's like, well, yeah. And I'm all, so now I always wear shorts. And
right.
And it's like, all right, cool. Yeah, no worries. Lift the leg up, show it off,
Yeah. So have you guys got any kind of idea of a position that you'll finish at the competition?
Last year, as a team, we came in 7th. Yeah, and we were one of the smaller teams as well. So,
okay.
I mean, it was an amazing placing.
Yeah.
Everybody pretty much came in the top 5.
Right.
We had Melissa, who's not here, 3 times world champion, visually impaired.
Yep.
No, Martin's not here either, unfortunately. He couldn't make it up today.
Yep.
But yeah, we all placed sort of really well. Charlotte Banfield as well. She couldn't make today.
Yeah.
So yeah, next year, obviously, we're looking to build the team because the more people we put in, the higher we're going to go up. So, fingers crossed.
Is there any limit on the amount of people that you can have in the team?
It's 2 sort of per division. So I'm the only below knee for the men, so we could put in another one.
Okay.
Same with Zoe.
Right.
So it's so we can.
Okay. So if
it's a total of 18.
So if anybody listening that would want to join or get involved, what's the best thing for them to do?
Best thing to do: surf in England.
Yeah.
Myself through Peg Surf Coaching.
Right.
The Wave as well. They do once a month. They have an accessible session that they do for people with
amazing.
Range of disabilities.
Okay.
So get in touch with the Wave as well, and then they can direct you in the right way. To the people that kind of coming into Surfing England and myself.
Yeah. I mean, it seems like an amazing thing to do. Well, surfing is an amazing thing to do, whether you're able-bodied or not. And the team looks like you guys have a right laugh as well. Like, there's a lot of banter and stuff.
Yeah, well, we're a team and we're close to the team, but we're all friends as well. And it's just a love of surfing. That's why we're here.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about. Forever and a day, surfers have known the mental benefits of getting in the ocean and that escape. Obviously, the last few years it's become massive, and people actually realising in the wider world now.
Yeah.
They're kind of tapping into what we already knew.
Yeah.
And it's coming to places like this. If you haven't been to the beach, you're not surfing that much, come and give it a go at the Wave.
Yeah.
Get yourself to a beach.
Guaranteed waves all year round.
Exactly, but in the summertime, book yourself a lesson with someone. Just go and try it.
Yeah.
It's an escape from the land and everything that goes on it. That's what it is for me. It's my gym, it's my escape, it's meditation, it's everything.
Yeah. Fantastic.
Do you get what obstacles do you have in the way that able-bodied surfer wouldn't have?
For myself personally, there haven't been. I mean, I've unfortunately been surfing longer than a lot of this lot have been alive, so kind of adapted surfing before it was a thing. So I surf normal standard boards. As I got older, the boards got longer. As they do.
Good man.
Yeah.
Good man.
But obviously for some of these guys who are in wheelchairs, it's the accessibility side of it.
Yeah.
I mean, I work out of Perranporth. I've had Tash and Hannah down there, and it's low tide. We got almost half a mile of beach to get these guys across in a wheelchair and stuff like that. Is so we have to time it that way.
You could say.
I could say what?
Well,
I've only got one leg. Thanks for pointing it out.
Yeah, freak.
Like I hadn't noticed.
Oh
look, so have you.
Can I make my point, please?
No.
Right, drum roll. We also Peg's quite capable of surfing in this NHS prosthetic, which is basically just a block of plastic.
Rubber. Yeah.
Whereas my amputation is slightly different. So I needed a different type of prosthetic to enable me to to surf.
Right.
And that wouldn't be covered in the NHS, would it?
No.
So as an amputee, that's probably the main obstacle that we would overcome, is that when I went to
getting
my
the right equipment.
when I went to my limb centre and said, could I have a waterproof leg? They were like, we just don't have the money.
So you had to finance
so I had to
yourself.
self-fund,
Yeah.
And then there's a lot of other,
Whereas I'm a tight arse and I ain't doing that.
Yeah. Yeah, you
I'm
surf
saving
on
up for my retirement.
blank of wood. But I had to self-fund this, and it's never going to be quite right. Like in different types of surf, it needs different adaptations and things. So you definitely
so it acts differently in a different type of surf.
When I first started many moons ago, I learned to surf without it. I didn't wear a leg because all I had was a leg that I used to walk around on.
Right.
So a good friend of mine used to carry my longboard down basically for me when I was first learning.
Yeah.
I used to carry his knee board down the beach, sort of hobbling.
Yeah.
And then we'd swap at the water's edge, and then he'd carry it back again.
Right.
Yeah, because I didn't have a leg to surf on. So I just I stand on my stump.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of amazing that there are way many obstacles in your way to be able to get in the water, and the love of surfing, those obstacles just may as well not be there because you're going to do it no matter what.
Well, yeah, that's it.
And
Yeah,
that's
it's love of the water.
That's just so good. I mean, it should inspire anybody, that kind of thing.
Yeah,
like this.
we've done what we call ourselves. We're adaptive surfers.
Yeah,
we adapted.
You've adapted.
To do what we want to do.
Yeah.
I would actually move the onus away from us, though. We have a lot of people power. Actually, as an adaptive surfer, I get pushed into waves and also caught in case I'm washing off the board, and it does take a lot of people to understand that I actually really want big surf. I'm not just there to have a nice time, but I do need help. And I think we're trying to build up this force of coaches who can have the expertise, and we really struggle to get sessions because you go down to your local beach, but there isn't someone like Peg who's an epic pusher. We call them pusher and catcher.
Yeah.
So really, it's not just for the disabled people to do. It's like if you're a really good coach and you want a challenge, learn how to be a pusher or a catcher, because it really enables us. And I think it's not just because we're so inspirational that we just did it. It's because people actually said, no, we're going to help you do that, and we're going to figure out a way of doing it, because it's too big a challenge on your own sometimes. You know, I really want to surf so much, but if there isn't a pusher and catcher available, they do have to move your session.
No, so you would kind of ask for just any surf school on a beach to give you that option as well, to have that available.
Yeah, they would have to be trained in it, because you can't just dump them in the sea with you.
No, of course, no.
But there's a lot of different surf schools now.
For coaches, there is an ISA adaptive surf coach qualification that you can do. So yeah.
So is there, like, for volunteer? I know we went up to Surfability and we did a day up there.
Yeah.
And like Ben put us in the water with
in the UK.
So
Ben is the one that does the ISA course for.
For
the adaptive course.
And then is there like so volunteers? There's always need for volunteers at the events and everything like that.
Yeah.
So how do people same way if they want to go about volunteering and stuff like that?
Get in touch with someone like Surfability or Surf in England. Obviously qualified coaches.
Yeah.
We're always accepting. It's great. Yeah, we have the English championships coming up here. Everybody in the water that's assisting are volunteers. We do get supported
hang on a minute.
quite well.
Does that mean that we could come to America with you and volunteer?
Yeah, if you're volunteering to pay my bills, then great. Yeah. I'll have a flight off you. How much it's costing? Yeah. He can moan about how much I'm costing him. Go.
And what about yourself in your?
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty new to surfing. I've only been doing it about a year or so, but I've been in a wheelchair for 26 years, and I think I back up what everyone has said about that kind of feeling of freedom. Like, being on the water is one of the few ways that I can move without being in my chair.
Yeah.
And you're just you're on the water and you're riding a wave. You're not really any different to anyone else, and it's like fantastic. That sort of, I just didn't think it'd be something that I could do, and I'd sort of never thought. I've tried pretty much every other water sport, but never thought I could do this. And just to feel like, I just still remember being in the beginner session with my helmet on in the shallowest water in the bay here. The grin on my face was just like unreal. But that thing about access and barriers, the hardest thing is, like, as Hannah has said, I'd surf like 3-4 times a day if I could do.
Yeah.
And I'm lucky that I live in Bristol, but so this is on the doorstep. But you can't get up in the morning, go and catch a early wave, because I need a pusher and a catcher. I need somebody to sort of help me in the water.
Oh yeah.
And that's the bit that's frustrating. Learning how to put a wetsuit on in a wheelchair. That was once I did that, I was like, right, that is sweet. I didn't know I could do that.
It's hard enough anyway.
Exactly right, yeah. So I've even that adapted, having zips up the legs so that I can get in and out easier and things
amazing.
like that.
Oh,
yeah, it's been really helpful.
Yeah.
Amazing.
That's great that those things are out there now, just to make it more accessible and everything. So, what session you guys on next? So you're starting in the next half an hour, aren't you? So we better let you go in a minute to get ready. We're on the left? Right, well, we'll be on the pier and we'll have a look and see you guys get on. Really interested to see how you're getting on.
That's all right. Cheers.
Yeah, thank you very much, guys. Thanks for that, guys. Great day to meet those guys.
Absolutely fantastic. And I mean, we were chatting to Peg afterwards, and he said only the word inspirational he only heard it used once or something like that. And I said to him, because he said he said a couple of things to me which I got wrong. One, the adaptive surfers don't like to be referred to as disabled, and they like to be referred to as adaptive. And the second one, he said, always the words inspiration is thrown around. And I said to him, I think the word inspiration is thrown around because an able-bodied person looking at an adaptive surfer, seeing what they can do, that is inspirational, because it's kind of that thing of look what they can do on a limited.
Well, there's lots of barriers.
Yeah,
in the way.
with those barriers in the way. Why should I not be able to do anything like that? So I think that's why the word inspiration was thrown around. But I said that to him afterwards.
That's on inspirational is used for everything on Instagram.
Yeah, and legend if you go and get a packet of crisps from the bar. Yeah, but no, I thought they're absolutely amazing to chat to, and some of the stories. I think some of those stories we'll explore individually at later dates as well.
Yeah, so there's one guy in particular that we spoke to. There was Mark. And he's the guy who's got MS, which he got diagnosed at 33, I think he said. And he was a surfer before that. And we've chatted to him afterwards, and he's up for coming on and talk about it. And maybe we can link it into our mental health series. He's really up for chatting about that, which is great. What I liked is because we don't want to offend anyone, and we said that when they all sat down. Look, if we say anything wrong, please tell us. It's not intentional. Yeah. And like they said. You're more likely to be offended by us than us for you.
It is true, because they say stuff and you're laughing, but awkward.
Yeah. And the story, we've got to get Pegleg on, just to talk about stuff like changing his name, because it sounds when you say Pegleg that
you're taking the piss.
Yeah. And he's changed his name by Deepole to Pegleg. It's on his passport. How fucking awesome is that?
He said he gets a funny look when he goes to States or something. It's really, and he just pulls his trouser up and they're like, all right, yeah.
Yeah. What I mean, that's how you embrace something. You change your name.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic. So yeah, cheers for that, guys. And like Peg said, he wants someone to come and knock him off his perch, because he's been surfing for Surfing England for ages, and he said he wants the new blood to come along and knock him off his perch, so he can step back and just focus on the coaching and stuff like that.
Yeah, so if you'd like to be part of the adaptive surf team, then contact them through Surfing England, and they really want members, don't they? So it'd be great. I mean, they are such a lovely group of people, and they have proper banter and just having a total laugh.
Yeah,
and it just looked like a really nice team.
Yeah.
They were all right friends.
It's like a team.
It's that thing. They were close. Yeah. They were really close.
It's a real close knit team, and everyone's having a laugh, and it's just a real good vibe you get off them. Yeah. And the opens at the Wave, date escapes me off the top of my head. At some point soon, we posted on our Instagram the other day. Mm-hmm. What's the date? The date is, hold on. Yeah, the date is 7th of July 22. I think that's a Thursday. So if you get a chance to go along to the Wave Bristol and watch the adaptive team surfing, it's the English Adaptive Surfing Open, and that is at the Wave Bristol on the 7th of July. Go and check that out.
Yeah, so it was cool. It's cool. Right, so it was bloody hot when we were there as well.
It was hot. I've just literally got back from the Spring Classic, Wavelength Spring Classic Festival, where I've got sunburnt legs because I wore shorts, and I don't normally wear shorts. And, they sting a bit. Anyway.
What was it like then? Enjoy?
It was good. It was... the day stuff, like the surfing competition, was really good. I think they did on the surfing was you got allocated boards, so it was like I'm going to be ripping on my. It was there's a load of boards, right? You allocate this one, go and surf, and then changeovers and changing boards and different things. There's all sorts of people doing different things. It was quite a good laugh actually. There's a good bunch of people there. Saw loads of people.
So I suppose they're taking the seriousness out of the competition a little bit by allocating a board to you, so you could end up with a bodyboard.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool, isn't it?
Yeah, it was really good. And then the stuff there was to do there in the daytime for kids and families and stuff was absolutely fantastic. There was everything from axe throw in to big sumo suits for the kids to fight in, nature, NHS, National Trust. That's the ones. National Trust was there.
It's just a good family day.
Yeah, it's a good family day out. And then the night team came and there was music by people that I'm far too old to know who they are. It's Crazy P. I was like, who the hell's Crazy P? Or something like that.
Crazy P, it sounds like somebody doing you're drunk.
Yeah. Oh, here it is. It's Crazy P again. Yeah. It's so there's all dance music and stuff like that. Not really my sort of scene that, but it was still good. And the young folk looked like they were enjoying themselves.
The young folk?
You know what is fucking freaky?
What's that?
Fucking freaky is that 90s fashion has come back in really bad. And I was walking around I remember this the first time and it was shit, and it's still
that's
shit
when
now.
You know when you're right.
I was chatting to someone and they said, "Oh yeah, people used to say that to us about 60s, 70s fashion when we were younger." Yeah, I remember that the first time round. Yeah, I remember the 90s stuff. It's like someone in a woolly tracksuit with a tote bag and a bucket cap on, and I'm I just feel like I'm in 1990s. I was just waiting for Pulp or something like that to start playing.
I've mentioned it a couple of times today. My son wanting to wear baggy jeans and skater shoes.
I didn't know they ever went out of fashion.
Yeah, it's just bizarre. And he's got one of those bucket hats as well. I've actually got a photo of us walking down the street in Newquay, and I'm wearing a bucket hat.
Oh, man.
That's not recently. That's the first time around.
Do you remember that checkered, not tracksuit, it was Blue Bolt, baggy jeans and baggy top.
I mean, that was early 90s, wasn't it? Blue Bolt, baggy jeans, where your crotch was down by your knees,
94, 96, yeah, he's 17. Yeah.
So when you were there, then you met another podcast host.
Oh yeah,
another surfing podcast host.
Met the Grumpy Surfer ads. So yeah, hello to him, and went over to say hello. My wife didn't know who he was, obviously, and he was chatting. He was with his Devon Bowen clinic that he does now. Mm-hmm. And she's like, "Oh, what's this then?" And I'll have a go. And I ended up chatting to his dad for ages, actually. A nice chap. And she had a go on his Bowen technique. And she said it's absolutely amazing. Really helped her back. She said it's like a massage, but it's like a pinching as well. And manipulating of... I'm not going to do it justice of what it is. If you're interested in it, you go and chat to him about it. It's a therapy, yeah. Is that right? And she said it was absolutely amazing. Really helped her back and everything. So cheers for that. It stopped her moaning at me for the weekend. Go and check him out on his podcast, The Grumpy Surfer, and he's now set up his Bowen techniques. I think it's in Devon near. I think it's down near Exeter somewhere. Mm-hmm. And go and check that out as well.
So we've been in our new wetsuits.
Oh yeah, our surface wetsuits are fripping.
It's a new word.
It's a new word. Fripping excellent.
You've come back from this festival with all these young kids, and now you're saying all these cool new words. Fripping.
Fripping. Yeah. What happened? I fripped him off.
I thought it was a combination between ripping and fucking. So you'd be like, I'm fucking ripping, I'm fripping.
I am. I'm always fripping. So our wetsuits, they're fripping excellent. I mean...
When did we go last? We went to Saunton. And our first summer evening surf.
Yeah, we went to Saunton, and I was saying I'm trying to work out, because I've recorded another episode with Mitch, and I'm trying to work out where episodes would come out in my head with what I'm saying.
This one's
our next one, so I haven't said anything about anything yet. So, so yeah, this is they're bloody excellent. We did Saunton on a Thursday evening. I mean, it was shit conditions. It was choppy. The paddle out was like the rip on it was so close to the rocks. I could hear the bottom of my board hitting rocks and my hands hitting rocks as well. I had to like ass squeak check my fin when I got out. Like, please don't be broken. Please don't be broken.
I to be honest, I still had a shit surf.
So did I, but it was fun to be out there.
Yeah, it was nice to be back in the water actually, because I haven't been in for a while. I think it was, by the time I went there, it was like nearly 6 weeks since I was in.
You did catch one really nice wave, though.
Yeah, one really nice one. But that was it, really. There was like one all right one, and then one really nice one, and then that was kind of it. But nothing down to fitness or anything like that. Paddled 8, no problem at all.
I was happy that I think my fitness is back now, because I paddled out, and that was a hard paddle out as well.
Yeah, it was a hard paddle out, and because the rip wasn't working, or it was too close to the rocks.
Yeah, and I managed to get out all right, for no too much knackeredness. The waves were well freaky that night.
Yeah.
Like all of a sudden they'd like come towards you, like, oh, it's nothing, and then it was like boom,
and
it was like,
the opposite way around. It
Yeah.
looked huge, and then it was like a wave ricocheting off of the rocks.
Yeah,
which is probably why the rip wasn't working.
Yeah,
and it would just come along, and all of a sudden there's this just huge body of water that wasn't breaking. It just lifted you right up in the air.
Yeah,
with no real lump to it. All of a sudden you could just feel yourself moving up. It's weird.
I think similar that day. I think I got one nice wave, and that was about it. But
I really need a good surf.
Yeah,
really need one.
Yeah. And the problem with that is it's always on a Tuesday afternoon at 2:00 or something like that. Yeah,
frustrating.
It's a frustrating thing being a surfer in the UK.
It's shit sometimes. It's really shit. I don't know why the hell we do this. I mean, it's like, all the, like, if you don't live by the coast, like we know, 90% of UK surfers don't. The effort it takes to get there.
Yeah.
And not only the effort it takes to get there, but for all the stars to align, the fact that you're off, the fact that the surf is good, the fact that
the wind's
it's not
all right,
busy, that like the wind's in the right direction, and after all those things are in line, you can get out and have a shit surf still just because you're not feeling it, or you sometimes things just don't dial in, and you're just like, oh, it's so frustrating. But when it all does dial in, it's so good.
This podcast is brought to you by Positive Mental Attitudes.
I just wanted to say, actually, I wanted to say thanks to Mitch.
Yeah,
first.
should we talk about our wetsuits as well, like where we went?
That's what we were talking about. Well, I mean, brilliant. Like, really loved it as always. Like, it's
I say on that thing, like with the wetsuit, I got out and I said I felt like I could have been wearing board shorts that day until I realised my hands had gone numb. So
yours is the Flex, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
mine's
you've got
Surface
the
Flex, and you've got the Eco.
I got the Eco. Yeah. So was it 3.2?
Yeah, 3.2. Mine is.
3.2. Yeah. I think mine's a 3.2 as well. And I got the Eco, and you've got the Flex, and fantastic. Like, love the thing.
Yeah, really good.
And the Solite boots as well. So I forgot the little slip-on socks this time. But it was fine. It was fine. As long as you roll down the ankle cuff, if you like, roll that down, get it on. And the same when you take it off as well, roll it down. Brilliant.
You say that was fine, but when you first tried to put them on without rolling, you were like, I can't get them on.
Yeah, without rolling, it's... impossible.
Yeah, without rolling it down.
So I just want to say thanks to Mitch, because he's kind of like, I think we've got Chris lined up as well, haven't we?
Yeah, we got Chris who's just waiting
from
to sort out
Logfin
some, from Logfin Co.
So these guys are going to be my
guests.
they're going to be my tag team partners. Just why this kind of summer period, because I'm getting married and new baby and work's crazy and
life and
all the times I go surfing. Oh wait, no, I don't. It's just busy at the moment, so we don't want to reduce the amount of podcasts we do.
We want to keep it consistent to every other week.
Yeah.
So if there's guest hosts, like anything me and Leighton can get done together, we will. If there's any guests, we've got a few lined up that we're going to be speaking to on different points, and there'll be me and Leighton. But then other times, other people will jump in, and then if no one can jump in, or me and Leighton can record something with someone but can't do an intro outro, I'll do those bits on my own.
Yeah. It's only going to be for like a few months, and then I'll be back on it. But so listen back to it. So on the Monday that it came out with you and Mitch, and I obviously listened. It was like, when you Google, well, not Google, when you're on social media and you look up like an ex-girlfriend, see how they're doing, and then you realise she's happier with someone else, and you feel shit. It was just like that. Listen to the podcast. It was a great podcast. Like Seb from Surf Skate Academy was.
He's
major,
just phenomenal.
Yeah.
Like the amount of stuff, like we normally do, like carry on chatting afterwards and stuff like that. And before, and like there was other stuff he said, and like me and Mitch was saying, like we didn't even ask him about surfing. The guy was like a pro surfer as well, like he's a professional skateboarder, surfer.
What a great life!
He's just so like. I can just tell by like talking to him for that hour and a half, whatever it was. His brain is so technical, and everything he does. He completely breaks it down in his brain into like the basic fundamentals of it.
Those people are good teachers.
Yeah, he's like, and just what he's saying about the amount of people I've spoken to is like, I want to get a yo now.
Yeah, well, yeah.
But he said like yo and Smooth Star, so I got the Smooth Star, so I was like that, woohoo!
Yeah, I really want a long wheelbase.
Yeah, so the Smooth Star is like. The Smooth Star's really good as well. It's like I've got a long wheelbase, but what I did have, which was what he said, I had the front truck really loose and the back one really tight. So I've loosened the back truck right off. Oh my God, that makes a difference. Yeah.
I mean, just tips like that from somebody who knows what they're talking is, kind of world changing.
Also, you had a nice story about your dad gone walking.
Yeah, so this was bizarre. Like, so my old man he does a lot of hiking. And he always goes to Scotland once a year and does like a big hike, like 10-day hike, him and friends. And so up in Scotland they have bothies, which are just kind of like disused houses, old farm buildings, I think they were, dotted around in remote places as kind of like refuge. And so...
Yeah, so when you say your dad goes walking, he doesn't like go walking like, oh, I'm going to go for a walk in the woods. He goes proper walking.
No, it's a hiking as in carrying all your food for 10 days to like a bothy where that's like your kind of base camp, and then you do mountains around it.
Well, no, your dad carried all your food and a bottle of whiskey.
Yeah. Anyway, he's in the bothy one night. So, yeah, there's these two other hikers come into the bothy at night in the evening, and they start talking like you do, and these guys tell my dad that they're surfers, and my dad says, oh, my son does a podcast on surfing, and I go, oh, which one? And he said, the UK Surf Show. He goes, oh, who's your son, Pete or Leighton? And he said, Leighton's my son, actually. So, oh, can you do me a favour? So this is now. I hope he's told me right. So if it's wrong, it's because my dad hasn't got it right.
Chances are this is wrong.
So one of them works at a surf school in Dunbar, I think he said. And he said, please can we say hello to Malcolm at Dunbar Surf School. Now, I was thinking about this. He's either a fan or he really fucking hates us and this will really wind him up. Can you imagine that? Like, you listen to a podcast, you don't like one of the hosts for some reason, and then you say, oh, hi, like, hey, we're really pleased.
Hey, Malcolm.
You're really loving the show. And really, he's like that. Oh, no. It's like, that's a joke playing on him,
Knowing your dad, though, that's probably completely the wrong information. It was like Steve from St. Ives or something.
Yeah, my dad's like Trigger out of Only Fools and Horses, calls everyone Dave.
It's funny because it's true. But no, it's amazing. And I mean, what are the chances? Like a remote bothy and like...
Yeah, amazing, isn't it?
In the middle of Scotland, like... that two guys come in that listen to the podcast.
Yeah,
so,
amazing.
Hey to them as well. So, cheers for listening, guys.
Yeah, that's great.
Also, Buy Me a Coffee...
Yes.
Now has audio.
Yes, at last, our long-awaited bonus episodes, which we will get out. Like we said, we're busy, but what we're trying to do is when we record podcasts together, we'll try and do a bonus one and stick it on there. And
we'll do a little bonus one for this, just saying hello, we've got audio now and blah blah blah.
Good idea.
Yeah. All right, we'll do that in a minute.
Yeah.
Cool. I don't know if there's anything else we've got to talk about. That was a lot of stuff to talk about, wasn't it?
Yeah. No, I don't think there's anything else. You've got the next podcast comes out after this one is with Mitch again.
So that's with Mitch, and that is with Toby from Bravery UK, and his story is, well, it's pretty incredible, actually.
So is this going to be part of a mental health
I think
thing?
It fits in with the mental health thing, because it goes really dark, but it's really good at the same time, and there's a really positive outcome from it.
Okay.
Basically, a quick background. I'll give you a quick background now. So it's definitely one that you have to get through, because Toby talked for a long time about, basically he was in Afghanistan and he got shot in the neck, which paralysed him from the neck down.
And he was a surfer before this happened. So.
Mountain biking, motocross, extreme sports, massively, and he explains all about it. But I often do this, like my wife said to me, it's probably what makes you good at talking to people on the podcast, because I'll ask questions that normally people think but they won't ask
because they don't want to offend.
But I'm just stupid and I just blunder into questions.
Got nothing to do with being brave,
nothing brave or compassion or anything. It just comes into my head, and I asked him the question, and I thought about it afterwards, and I was like, fuck, maybe I shouldn't ask that.
Don't say whatever the questions are, because
I asked this question and he was like, that's a really good question, man, actually. And I was like, yeah, and then I thought about it afterwards, and I thought that was a bit blunt, which I often do. I think I was quite blunt when I've asked a question, but it pops into my head, so I ask it.
No filter between brain and mouth.
No, and it's not. I know it's never meant to offend anyone or anything. No. So if I ever ask you a question, it offends you, say, "Hey, that offended me. Stop that." But yeah, really good. But the guy's absolutely inspirational.
I'm looking forward to listening to it, actually. I mean, it's hard listening to it.
Yeah, I got my new bit on the side, Mitch, so we'll have another little go on him, and then maybe see you the week after.
Yeah, thanks.
Listen out, we'll stick something out on Buy Me a Coffee. It'll just be a little short hello, and this is the new stuff. And if you're not a member, go and join Buy Me a Coffee, you cheapskate.
Support the show is what Pete's meant to say.
Yeah, that one too. So I think that's pretty much it. Me and Mitch will see you next time, and then hopefully me and Leighton will see you the time after that.
Yes. And make sure you like and subscribe. You can now leave a comment. I think you can leave a comment, or can you just vote?
You can leave a
5-star review.
Yeah, you can only leave a 5-star review.
We're not going to give them any other options.
Yeah,
5-star review on
Spotify.
But you can leave comments on Apple
iTunes.
Podcasts.
Yeah, iTunes. Yeah, we like reading them. We get some nice ones in there.
Yeah, every now and then I kind of log in and have a look.
Subscribe to our YouTube as well, and then we stop hassling you about supporting the show, because we can start getting support from the show from YouTube then.
Cool.
Yeah. So until the next time.
See you later.
Take care of yourselves.